All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here, especially under such short notice. It is great to see all of you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Katherine Gerhards. I am the Director of Employment Services at Easter Seals, Oregon. So I oversee the senior employment program across the state. I'm based out of Portland. I almost said Oregon. I'm based out of Portland, but I oversee services in every county. And I'm going to turn it over to our president and CEO, Kristen Rantz, to introduce herself and say hello.
Morning, everyone. And thank you for being here. I'm Kristen Rantz, President and CEO for Easter Seals, Oregon. And I wanted to pop on this morning just to say thank you on behalf of Easter Seals, Oregon and the entire CSEP community for being such a critical partner and a part of our success in the CSEP program. You open doors, providing meaningful hands-on experiences. That's really what the foundation of this program is. You offer mentorship, encouragement, and real world opportunities. We couldn't do this work without you, and you really transform lives and support communities. So, thank you for your dedication and opening your doors to our CSEP participants so they can be successful in their employment journey. I'll turn it back over to Katherine Gerhards to share an important update about our program.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to echo what Kristen said. We're so grateful for all of the partnerships we have across the state. You guys put in a tremendous effort, and your teams are dedicated to supporting our participants in their employment journeys. And we definitely could not do the work that we do without you, without all of you. And your partnership definitely makes a real difference and impact across the state and the lives of the folks that we serve. So I just wanted to start by saying thank you for everything. And we wanted to get everybody together to share a funding update. So, as you know, this year has brought many changes, which have impacted many of our organizations statewide and brought unforeseen complications to the work that we all do. And one commitment that we have made is to increase our external communication and ensure transparency. So that is why we wanted to get all of you together today. Currently, the official guidance for the funding of the Senior Employment Program, it's called a TEAGLE, has not yet been released by the Department of Labor, and that would be effective for our July 1 program year. We do anticipate that it will be issued and business will resume as normal. We just have not gotten the official notice of award yet. Um, this is not uncommon. So in the past, even as recently as 2023, we received a delay in the TEAGLE, which caused minimal disruptions to the program delivery. But we did receive word, I think 2 days ago now, that it is not expected to be released by July 1st. So, out of an abundance of caution, we have made the difficult decision that we're going to temporarily pause participant training assignments effective June 10th as we await that funding announcement. So, what that means is that participants may continue to train through July 9th. Timesheets will need to be submitted by July 8th at noon, including estimated hours that they will be training from on July 8th and July 9th. If guidance is received before July 10th, services will continue as planned and there will be no disruption to services. We understand, like, while this pause primarily affects participants, we understand that it also impacts your agencies and the services that you provide. And so we wanted to make sure that we gave you this information as soon as possible. But I do want to recognize the impact that this may have on your organization, and we do want to do as much as we can to minimize that disruption as much as we possibly can. If we don't hear by then, once we do receive the funding announcement, we will resume business as normal. So your participants will be able to return to their training assignment. We will likely be doing an hour increase. So we will be working with you to create a schedule for what that will look like if that is something that you are interested in having them train additional hours. So we want to be mindful about what that will look like. We will still be collecting host agency agreements. And so if you have not submitted yours, we are still continuing with collecting all of those agreements so that when services resume, all the paperwork will be in place and we can just continue on with business as normal. Um, and we will also get a jump on safety checks, monitorings, et cetera, which ideally we do twice a year. And so we're just going to make sure that we get all of that paperwork solidified as well. So again, there'll be minimal disruption as possible. I saw in the chat, so to answer that question, we are prioritizing communication to those directly impacted first. So this meeting we wanted to have with you all first, and we will be following this meeting directly at 10 a.m. With a mandatory participant meeting. They do not know yet. We're going to tell them right after this meeting, so please make sure to not share this information with them until we have the chance for them to all hear it together. Um, After those meetings, we will send out communication to um, all of the participants and all of you all to make sure that you have everything in writing. If questions come up that you are not sure how to answer, you can always direct them to me or the employment specialist to make sure that we're giving them the most accurate and up-to-date information. I know this is a lot of information, but we are committed to helping you and your teams manage and navigate through this interim period. And we're really hopeful that the delay will be as minimal as possible. And I just wanted to say again that we truly appreciate the passion and energy and care you bring to serving older adults in the community. And like I said, our staffing will not, I don't think I said this, but our staffing will not be impacted. Staff will still be in the office. And so they'll still be available for questions. And then once we get that funding announcement, we will make sure to communicate that as timely as possible. We have navigated short-term pauses in our past and been able to resume services without long-term disruption. And so we are hopeful that this will just be a temporary pause while we wait for the Department of Labor to release that funding announcement. I think that I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I do want to open it up for questions, but before I do so, Kristen or Andy, is there anything else you guys want to say?
I just wanted to jump real fast and note the chat. There's a few host agencies that would like to know about the link. One say my participant doesn't know how to use Zoom. Can she join the meeting through my device? So if we could
Yes.
share that link out so they can access that Zoom meeting.
Yes, I'll put the link in the chat right now.
Okay. Andy, anything else to add before we open for questions?
Yeah, sorry, I was just forwarding an email. Just to kind of reiterate what Catherine has said, you guys make this program work. Without you, we wouldn't be able to provide the opportunities that we have. And I've personally been with CSEP for coming up on 5 years. And so I started, during COVID, I've seen kind of some of the resiliency of this program. And my hope is that this is just another opportunity for us to, kind of band together and show what happens when communities and when participants kind of come together and work towards a common goal. And so my hope is that we can rise above this and continue to show that resiliency.
Thank you, Andy.
Mhm.
Right. Ginger?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate. So the pause goes into effect on July 10th, and that they can work through the 9th, and they are to do their hours on the 8th, and that should be any hours on the 8th and the 9th. Am I correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
So their timesheet will be July 1st through July 9th, due on July 8th, and then their training stipend will be paid out on July 10th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ginger. Harley?
Hi, good morning. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I have a participant starting. I would hope next week. We've had some delays with her start date. Would you recommend that I delay that start date, since I don't know if it makes sense to only have her work maybe 2 or 3 days, and then the funding stops?
Yeah, that would probably be best just because you'll probably have to redo any training that they might receive for those 2 days. once they are able to resume. And so it might just make the most sense to postpone until we have the ability to resume services.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you so much. I will go ahead and work on that as soon as they find out, of course, too. I'm not going to let them know now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And just look through the chat. I don't think we missed any other questions. But I'll pause in case any other ones come up while we're still together. Okay. Well, I can hang out for a couple minutes just in case there are any questions that people want to ask off of the main group. We will send out that email communication, like I said, after the 10 a.m. meeting where we talk to participants. And so you should have something in your email by the end of the day today. Am I allowed to tell my worker? You are welcome to let them know after the 10 a.m. meeting. Our employment specialist will also be following up with everyone who doesn't attend that meeting. So they hear it from us. But I don't want you to delay any communication after the 10 a.m. meeting, waiting for them to get that call. It's most important that they have the information as well. And we'll be recording that meeting and sending that out too, so they can watch it if they have any additional questions. Okay. Thank you so much for your partnership and your time this morning. I know it was short notice, so it was great to see all of your faces, and I'm looking forward to letting you all know when we've received this Teagle. Bye, everyone.